Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for Viable Action Heroes. And we have Lucario, a Pokemon. and every time you hear Viable Action, that is made by a company called Mega House. I've reviewed some of the figures before, kind of like the Super Robot Wars, Super Deforms, as well as the new Arhan. And that seems like a part of their Pokemon tournament. It's quite interesting and it caught my attention. Oh, they're making Pokemon figures. Because before, the good ones we've seen in Bandai, where we have the D-Arts, which kind of went along with SH Figuarts, and I think Lucario here, which is, I'm not sure if it's already classified as SH Figuarts. It's been a while. It's along with Blaziken. But the original ones like Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, and Mewtwo, those are D-Arts. Although they are getting reissued with more effect parts. Seems like it. But anyways, enough of that. So this caught my attention. Here we go. Got mine from Amiami. And seems like we're getting effect parts, which is really cool. I believe Lucario has an effect part. I can't remember if it's this one right here. I can't remember anymore. But here's the box. And we have a little peek of Mewtwo, which they'll be releasing next. I do love my effect parts. This one's it's kind of interesting because when I saw the promo pictures, they have it textured with actual hair, which I like. And compared with the D-Arts here, it's smooth, or figuarts. Yeah, quite interesting. So I'm giving it a shot. That's pretty much it for the box. Let's open it up. Alright, so let's do a comparison. On the left here, we have the Mega House. The one on the right is the Bandai version. It does come with a stand, but not as fancy as Bandai's. He is smaller, and when I take measurements, this Lucario here is about 4 inch, and up to the ear is about 4.5 inch. This one is 5 inch to the head and 6 inch up to the ears. So you get about an inch difference between the two. But in terms of the way they look, it's a little different. Again, we have, as we take a closer look on this one a bit later on, you have the hair or the textured feel on this. So otherwise, this Lucario is, it's a bit more smoother. Yeah, quite interesting. Anyways, let's take a closer look at Lucario. Alright, so we have Lucario here, and just a heads up, this is going to be a blind review, meaning I know little or none at all about the character. I know Pokemon, but it's been a while since I've watched the latest series, and I don't really follow it anymore. I know the 151 Pokemons, but that was way back, and they've added a lot more. And Lucario is one of the new ones. At first, well, before, you can just look at the Pokemon and kind of tell what type it is. And for this one, I thought it was like a fighting water type. Maybe even psychic, since he was able to throw those energy beams or energy balls. Apparently, he is a fighting and steel type. Yeah. So, there we go. But yeah, looking at this figure, we got that nice texture. Makes him a little bit more natural, which is great. But we can still see all those joints there. There we go. Now, looking at this, there is that unsightly seam line on the side of the face, and this is part where you can take this out. Right there for swapping the eyes. Kind of wish they made that seam line a little bit better, but it's there. And another thing I've noticed, this kind of like his hair, but probably it's not his hair. Kind of like a, yeah, I'm not too sure what this thing is, what these things are. The figuarts version of this, you're able to move this. It's on a ball joint. This one does not move. I mean, you can kind of spread them apart, but it will mold itself back. I mean, it's flexible, but there's no joint there. They're just attached. Another thing with the neck, it's a swivel. There's no articulation. There is a ball joint on the base of the head, as we can see here. I mean, you can kind of move that without the front part, but once you have this and you get that full cheek there, there's no way to move that, unfortunately. Now, moving along with the eyes while we're at it. So you have the neutral, just looking straight forward. You have another one looking to his left. And we have another one looking to his right. So for action poses, we probably want to use one that's looking to a direction. I will probably pick the one looking on to the left. And it's an easy swap. I believe the figuarts does the same thing. It's actually kind of cool that you kind of have like a fox mask here. Unfortunately, you got all those pegs that you cannot easily put this on another figure, but it's a cool idea if we can do that. Now for the shoulder, you have that ball joint right there, which you can move, and you have that swivel right there, so you can manipulate it. Same thing with the elbow. And actually on this one, it comes with a variety of hands. So aside from the regular one just stretched out, you have this. Now you get both, one for each side. So you have one on the left, one on the, oops, oh, that is scary. Gotta be careful. You just slide. I almost broke that peg. I guess be careful. Make sure you're holding in both ends like this, not just on one side. Anyways, so we have that. Here's another one on the right, which you can swap out. So this one, instead of putting a ball joint there, they go for kind of more of an aesthetic look, give you another paw. But the figuarts, I believe, has that hinge. But it's not too bad. There we go. Another pair of hand, which we have here, you got two of them again, is this one. And now we're just gonna pop this out, put this on here. Again, be careful. And I'm putting this on for the first time. That's probably why it's a little difficult. Alright, so this one is to hold this staff. Now, that's probably going along with he's a steel type, but we have this staff. To put this on, you pop out one end. Yeah, it's only on one end. You slide this on, and he has a staff. Just slides through. I like the effect. It's quite nice. And no, it should be just. No, it's they have to do that. You can only put it one way, so it doesn't slip, which is kind of odd. But yeah, you can do it. You can do a lot of cool poses with this. And you have that staff, which he can hold quite nicely. There we go. Otherwise, I'm gonna go ahead and swap this out. Put the normal hand here. They're kind of angled in a certain way. That way you can tell which side is which. Perhaps. Actually, it's kind of hard. This is a bit neutral. I don't think it's labeled. Sometimes they put the letter. This one does not. So kind of hard to tell if I'm putting it the right way. Well, I guess it's kind of like that. So if it's kind of tapered on that side, this is the left. Alright, so that's that. Then you have that giant ball joint for the hip, which you can rotate. Figuarts is the same way. You have the ball joint, or sorry, a hinge here for the hips, which you can push down. No, as much as this is a separate figure, I can't help but compare it with the figuarts. Because that one came out first, so it feels like it's almost the same. And then you have a tie swivel here, and you have that joint for the knee, and you have a joint for the ankle. But I believe the figuarts has a bit more. You got this joint, ankle joint, and a toe joint. So that seems that one has a little bit more articulation than this. Then you got your tail, which So on the base. And I think that's it. Now for effect parts, you can have him on different poses. Let's put this base here. So for the base, it's kind of standard, but this one has a screw on top. That way this is more secure than the figure arts. You get several screws there that you can loosen or tighten depending on your preference. It's a decent base. And you have this kind of clamp here that goes onto the waist. It's more of, I believe, like a support on the armpits. The waist is too small for that to work. And yeah, they didn't even. I mean, you could easily just put a peg connection on the back, but they opted it out with this. I guess they're really going for that aesthetic look, but the joint, you kind of still see the joints there. It kind of breaks the illusion. But yeah. Anyways, that's that. Now for the effect parts. We have a couple of connectors here. So this is the stand for the effect parts. It's on a ball joint here, and we have this one that's angled. Then you have this one here, and another, varying lengths, and this is the last one. It's a bit longer. So just depending on where you want it, yeah. Let's just try this one, the small one. Bag that in there. First effect is this one, the spiral energy ball. Kind of cool. Although that connection part where the two halves meet, it's a bit unsightly. That could have been better. But nonetheless, it's not that noticeable. And we're just gonna peg this in, and there we go. So definitely the small one does not match what we need to, unless I pull down Lucario a little bit. Let's go with a taller one. Peg that in. There we go. And I just have to play around with the pose and kind of what we've seen on the box. There we go. Some energy ball. Yeah, quite nice. The other one is this, kind of like a fireball. Quite nice. The peg connection is right there, so I definitely can swap this out. Peg that in. Oops. There we go. And well, definitely it'll probably be better if we use the other hand. So this is onto the right. Where's the one on the left? There we go. Peg that in there. Again, be careful on that elbow articulation. It's a half peg. Yeah, that could easily snap off if you're exerting too much force and you're not careful. Yeah, take your time. Unfortunately, this one doesn't really give you much range unless you get to a certain angle right there. That one you can bend a little more than 90, but in certain angles like this one, you're stuck to that. But I mean, with the other peg connection, you can kind of move it around. So just gotta do what you can. Let me see if I can kind of do the Kamehameha pose or the Hadoken, whichever. That's probably good enough. Yeah, there we go. Got that energy ball. I'm actually trying to get that same pose with the figure arts right here. I find it a little hard or a little difficult to do because this one, it's more pronounced. You basically bend the wrist there. Fortunately for the figure arts, you're not getting much bend. I mean, we put it down there, but not so much for pushing up. And the way that everything is on the figure arts, it's kind of hard to have that pose. So it seems like he's just having his closed fist pointing forward. Yeah. Another thing that I'm not too fond of, this stand here, I mean, it kind of goes around, and depending on how you have it, kind of just like slides around here. I wish this was a bit taller. And I mean, if you can do, you could probably do this. Kind of have like a flying post. Kind of log it on that leg. Maybe that works, but definitely this one works well for the variable action. Yep. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, both of them are articulated on their own. And this is what I'm talking about with the figuarts. You got that ankle joint right there. It's a ball joint. And you have a hinge. I mean, at first I found that a little odd that they add that, but it does add that nice bend right there. But more than always, he just kind of slides off with that. So sometimes more articulation could be a bad thing. But anyways, yeah, and this one too. I mean, you can move this up. Not come to think of it, well. Actually, it's actually good if you have it in that pose. Yeah, and I think that's pretty much it for the review. Overall, I'm quite happy for the variable action. I mean, there are flaws, like the seam line on the side of the face, that you cannot move the hairpiece on the back. But in terms of posability, it's quite decent. You have a variety of hands, which I like. I also like that cool staff we have here, and having that extra paw or hand to hold that. And I mean, to be honest, I think this is a little bit too much, and I would still recommend the figuarts Lucario, because that one, when it came out, was about 40 bucks. This one, the Mega House, is about $60 to $70. We're paying a bit more, about $30 more, and we're getting a smaller figure. I mean, it has that textured and detail and effect parts, but still, I mean, you can do that all with this one, and it's a lot better. But in terms of scaling, I think this will work well with your 6-inch line. Not sure if they're gonna ever have figuarts Ash Ketchum. Who knows? They might make it. This might scale well. Than this one is quite tall. I don't think Lucario is that tall. Maybe they will make another Lucario or the future figuarts, but I think they're not to scale. And we've seen that with Venusaur. Venusaur should be a bit bigger than Blastoise, but it's not. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it for the review. Hope you guys like it. If you got questions, let me know. Again, I got mine from amiami. And there we go. And I cannot wait for Mewtwo. Because the arts Mewtwo, I'm not too fond of the tail, I think, for that one. And he has a bit of a problem. So hopefully the variable action equivalent will be good. And more than likely, it's going to be as small as this guy. Anyways, I think that's enough for Dragnon. So anyways, that's about it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.